Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'd like to welcome you.
It's the world's famous No Gratuity.
Yo.
Yo.
What up?
Yeah.
What up? What's up, fellas? Yo. Welcome to No Gratuity. Welcome to No Gratuity once again. Halloween edition.
Word.
I'm your co-host, Stan Stereo. You find me at Stan Stereo Instagram.
At DJ KNS. At DEEJAYKNS on everything.
At Roberto_flat on everything.
At Mink ENT on Twitter. Mink ENT.
All right, cool. Hey, so next time, let's intro our name before we give them the act.
Roberto Flat, Bobby
Tell them
Love,
who you are first.
Bob Love, the whole nine.
All right.
DJ KNS, as it says on the screen. Yeah.
And last but not least, we got Mink on the line. So yeah, fellas, man, it's been a wild, crazy week. We got a ton of topics that we need to talk about, man. It's been a lot of crazy shit going on, man. Like, we got legal allegations, people getting freed, people getting locked up. We got another, a couple brothers still in the news, trials pending. Shit, we got another brother that's doing a bid right now who looks like he might be doing that bid on some false allegations because the main witness is looking a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all, of course, we got more new music, right? New music on the way, which we'll get into later today, or later in the show, I should say. We got new stuff from Dre, Snoop. Tyler dropped an album last week that we're going to talk about. And then the Legends, Gangstarr, dropped a single posthumously today. So we're going to get into that. So, yo, fellas, where you want to start? What you want to do?
Let's start with the brother who's might be wrongly incarcerated. Start with that.
You want to talk about Tory?
Let's talk about Tory Lanez, my friend.
Yeah, man. So if you guys peeped this situation with Megan, if you haven't peeped it, we could pull up the article. But yeah, so apparently Megan Thee Stallion dropped a documentary, and in the documentary she talks about how she lied on camera when she was asked the question of had she slept with Tory Lanez or had they been intimate. And apparently at the time she said no, they had never been intimate. But in the documentary, she claims that was none of her business to ask that question. And so what if she slept with him once or twice? So
Once or twice, huh? That's crazy.
Allegedly. Allegedly. So I mean, like, does that once or twice, what does that mean in like body count? Is that like 10, 15 times, 20 times?
Well, before we get into the math of the body count, you got to expect when you go and do an interview that unless you have a discussion prior to the interview that says don't ask these questions, stay away from this topic, then you got to expect that these questions are going to be asked. You know what I'm saying? These curveballs are going to be thrown at you. So this is what happens when you're in the limelight. Okay, you're a celebrity and people want to be all up in your business, right? So for her to say that's after the fact, she should, it doesn't matter, she shouldn't ask that question. Your team needs to give you some proper media training.
He beat me right to it.
She need a PR department or something?
She needs somebody to coach her on how to, just like the politicians, every time they ask a question, you rarely get the answer to that question. They're gonna turn.
The thing about it, the whole thing with media in general, as far as like let's just say for the idea of trying to sensationalize a headline, right? Now you got a situation like that, with Megan Thee Stallion and the whole case of Tory Lanez. Now, to the point of the media training, she should have been trained in the case of something like this, where even if he's, with whatever happened is quote unquote behind her, you gotta be careful what you say, man, because now it's almost like opening the can of worms, where it's just like, well, wait a minute, what are you talking about here? So
I feel
that's
like
kind of interesting.
I feel like it's piss poor management by Rock Nation. I don't think that they have groomed her well enough to be able to handle things like this.
But how long she been in the business though?
But
Hold
here's the thing.
Hold on, let him finish.
But here's the thing. Megan presents this person of who intimidates people. You understand? Like her whole demeanor, she has this masculine, this energy about her. It's like,
But I wouldn't say
I get to say what the fuck I want to say.
About that. Listen, you see what I highlighted on the screen, Mick? You see what I highlighted on the screen? Read what she said in her words. Let's hear it.
No. But I'm trying to make a point. The point what I'm saying is that I think a lot of people are afraid to challenge her and say, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that. And I get it. She's currently not under a major record label right now. She's doing everything independent. But come on, man. Watch. Think about what you're saying before you say it. Give the right information so later on down the road you won't be like, oops, yeah, we did have sex after a couple of drinks. You know what I mean?
Can I add on to what you were saying? When you said that you think that people don't want to challenge her, I can understand if this was Beyonce. I'd see why people doesn't want to challenge her. I can see if this was Lauryn Hill, Miss Hill. I'd see why people don't want to challenge her. But I don't think that's the case with her. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that's the case with her. I think what it is she doesn't have people around who have her best interests. You see what I'm saying? Because if they did...
Okay, well, that's why I said Rock Nation. You understand? That they're doing that. That's who manages her. These are the ones that should say, hey, look, don't say this, don't do that. What are you doing? You understand?
They should have signed her a PR person.
Let me ask you this.
That handles her social media.
So we established she needs good PR and she misspoke. But let me ask y'all this question, though. She's not on the stand. She was in an interview. She could have been on an interview with Gayle King, Vlad, Oprah. Does it really matter? Is that anyone's business if she slept with Tory Lanez?
I mean, no, it isn't.
It's not nobody's business.
It's not. It's just in this day and age, particularly, again, when you speak about social media, like if this were like 20, 25 years ago, like an audio excerpt or like an interview, wouldn't spread like something like this would today. So it's just, like I think it's just her saying that.
It's a bad look.
It's a bad look. Yeah, it's a bad look because, the whole thing with the case, it was the picture that was being painted was like, that guy right there was, the big problem and everything. But it's just, again, you start to dig back and you hear about how everything kind of culminated, and it's very clouded. It really, even to this day, it's still very clouded. So this just adds to it.
So to your point, Bobby Love, I think when a situation like this happens, this is cannon fodder for Tory Lanez attorneys to say, hey, we need to file an appeal based on this new information because this person wasn't credible to begin with, and here's the proof. So let's take a look at this again.
Right. Now, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this, KNS. Because she said she didn't sleep with him, does that make her less credible in her account of the incident, right? Because we don't know. But nobody really knows what went down that night.
All it takes is she was caught lying.
Exactly.
Not on
right from that point, it's just they could take that. They could take that and say, hey, well, wait a minute.
If she lied about this, she could have lied about something else. Basically, is how that looks.
Yeah, pretty much. They could try. Listen, they could try. It's just to the point where KNS was talking about, like they gave a reason for them to potentially do it. So I guess we'll see.
Well, I don't know if he's guilty or not, but looking at this picture, he's definitely guilty of something. I don't know
Hey,
what
Ray.
the hell you got going on right now.
Read what it says. It highlighted. This is what she said in the Amazon Prime doc. Read that real quick. This shit is hilarious.
I can't read
He probably can't read it right now, man. He
probably can't read it.
Yeah, man. But let's move on, man. Look,
all right, let's move on.
We'll find out more to come on this story. But yeah, it's not a good look for Megan. Not a good look at all. All right, so let's talk about some more legalities.
I tried to zoom in on it, but yeah, it's hard for me to read it.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. We moving on anyway.
Yo, let's jump into the other legalities, man. Let's last night they freed Thugger. Thugger's free, man.
Something.
Yeah, that's crazy. 2 years he's been locked up.
15-year probation. I read something like 15-year probation. He can't. Again, like I'm not gonna get into the whole case. I mean, Google's your friend, but again, all of us here, I like just to be fair, I'm not a Young Thug like avid listener. I obviously know who he is. I've heard his music, but any of his fans obviously came up listening to him with a certain subject matter, right? So based on the information that we were given today, or at least that what was posted, that part of the, I guess the agreement is that he cannot put music out in the vein essentially of what got him to this point. So that's part of it. That's part. I mean, there's other things,
they said basically he can't talk about any criminal, basically any type of
criminal activity, right? At all.
But
right? Anything.
The first time I heard Thugger, right? It was I'm a Stoner. So let's go back to making weed music.
That's right. No, that's right.
The other part of this too, though, I was trying to chime in there. He cannot come back to the city of Atlanta. He's not allowed in the city. The only way he can come back in the city is for funerals or like family issues, weddings and shit like that. So I'm like, I didn't even know they could do sentences like this where you could just get off and be free and do community service on a RICO charge.
Well, here's the thing. The feds, they have a 99% conviction rate, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't want to walk away with their heads down. You got to realize they were losing too many holes in the case.
Yeah,
they didn't want that. So they had to say, hey, look, we got to get you on something here. You can walk away. It was, really it was a win-win for both ends, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's just a situation where you got the election that's coming up. Everybody wants to concentrate on that. Nobody wants to sit here and go through this whole entire rest of this year talking about Young Thug and all this shit. It's they had to do away with it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much.
You're saying Young Thug's case had presence on the presidential election?
I mean, yeah, man. Hey, look
no,
how long
I don't agree with that one.
It, man. Look how long they stretched it. I mean, come on, man. Like, okay, let's give them a plea. Let's give them a deal. Okay, what if you do guilty? You don't have to stay in there. You do the probation. All right, yeah, whatever. Bro, we'll give you guys your win. That's all you wanted anyway.
Bro, I agree with you. I agree with you on this because the case was the longest running trial in the history of Atlanta. And let me tell you today, you should have heard all the Young Thug on the radio, bro. It's like they released John Gotti or like Gotti got off. This is how it's like, bro, all you heard was Thug records today. It's like Christmas came early in Atlanta. So the streets is loving this verdict and the outcome.
So
the radio is loving it.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. I mean, we're about to debut some new music from a particular individual who, funny enough, not exactly the same situation, but he was in I don't want to say life and death, but I mean, as far as life changing, we talk about Snoop, he was in a murder, he was in a murder case.
He got off, yeah.
And he got off. But what happened with him, and it's funny because if you talk to somebody today who's maybe like 23, 24 years old, they would have not known Snoop Dogg that we knew, that was portrayed in America as this
menace,
right? You look at him today, and he's doing stuff with Martha Stewart. He's doing commercials with like
hosting the Olympics.
Hosting the Olympics.
He's become an American brand. Think about it,
bro. He's on The Voice.
Yo, okay, yeah, boom, perfect. He's an American brand, yo.
Yeah.
So my question is this Young Thug's kind of like fork in the road, where he could pivot this way, but he could really go this way and completely have a shift? It's not impossible. Again, if you were to tell me 25 years ago that Snoop would be on The Voice, I mean, I wouldn't have. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see with him.
To your point,
I think a better. Sorry, Stan Sterry.
No, go ahead. Bro.
I think to your point is, will Young Thug have that type of longevity that a Snoop has? Because that's the only way you can pivot into being a brand like that is through longevity. You know what I'm saying? Stan Sterry, you're in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you're more connected to that scene and the type of music that Thug does. Do you think that this individual can have a long-lasting career, or in another 5-10 years, is somebody else is going to replace him?
No, absolutely. I don't think Thug is going anywhere. I think this verdict actually extended his career, because him getting locked up would have definitely, pulled the plug on anything he had going. So I think this actually extends it. It builds his legacy. He's got more street cred than ever at this point. He just beat the case technically. And I think it's going to prolong his career. I think he's going to get back to the music. You're going to start seeing. The only thing is he's not going to be able to talk that gang shit. So it's going to be a different Thug. You know, we might hear the Thug gospel album, you know, the Donda album from Thug or some shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a different Thug. But he can definitely flip this.
Mm-hmm. One of the more recent examples, right? And I guess this is another, I guess we'll see, is Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda went in. Got it. I mean, and again, like I'm not comparing them to who, again, like I don't listen to either one of them.
His manhood.
But
Bobby don't look like he Bobby ain't been the same Bobby since Bobby got out. Bobby been looking a little bit,
Hey, yo. But it's like this is I mean, well, again, like when you consider what he went in for, the affiliations and what have you, he gets out.
Yeah. You
don't really hear from him like that. Now, granted, I think Young Thug's a different situation.
Yeah, definitely a different.
You brought up the point, the content of the music. He's on a 15-year probation. I don't know the severity and how strict that probation is as it concerns. Are they really going to sit there and ID his music? Are there going to be people around him to kind of check him, like, bro, like you got to kind of second lease on life, so to speak. Yeah. We need to pivot, like, in a different way. Then we're gonna see it, man. It's going to be.
I think the answer to your question, Bobby Love, is yes, because the feds didn't get what they really wanted. Yeah. So they will definitely be looking for any reason to violate. You know what I'm saying? Point. And yes, he definitely needs people in his corner that's going to keep him in line so that he does not go back.
Yeah, and let's keep it a buck before we wrap this story up. Remember, Thug is not just on that gang shit, right? Like this is a guy. Let's not forget, years ago, this was the guy rocking the dress. Like he's always kind of been an alternative artist in the rap sense, right? Like he just doesn't make trap. He can sing. He has those type of records, right? So he can pivot, I think, and get away from that. It'll still be part of his legacy, but he might be able to, I don't want to say go pop, but he could probably go in that Gunna lane and stick to the sing-songy type stuff and stay away from the true gang stuff and make decent records.
You can just make baller records. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how fly you are, how much money you got, how many hoes you got.
That's it.
That's it, bro. And that's
popping pills and
You know what I'm saying? Well, popping pills might get them violated.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But,
oh yeah,
you
that's
know
true.
what I'm saying? To talk about how you're that guy. You know what I'm saying? You're that guy.
Careful.
You know what I mean? Like how everybody else that talks that baller lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's still a popular subgenre of this music. You know what I'm saying?
Word. All right, let's keep it moving then. Yeah, let's talk about, while we talking about these rappers getting locked up, man. Another rapper, man, getting locked up. Let's talk about Durk, man. This one seems like this might be over before it even started. This is not looking good for Durk.
It's not looking good.
For those of you that aren't familiar with this story, so apparently one of Durk's crew members ratted him out. Apparently was wearing a wire. And got Durk on tape doing some pretty incriminating stuff.
Oh boy.
And they got him on tape. It's gonna be hard to beat that one.
Yeah, this is not.
All right, so check this out, man. Like I said when we was talking offline, like I guess you could take the person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the person. Because here's my thing: when you get to a certain level of success, right? If you come from nothing. And you get that 1 in a million shot, because there's millions and billions of people here that would love to be in the space that some of these celebrities are in. And not everybody, doesn't matter how much talent you have, not everybody gets over the hill and gets that shot. I've seen this man acting in power. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody knows who you are as a rapper, and now you're even getting acting gigs. So my question is, if things are working for you like that, why you don't have the sense to stop messing with the street shit?
I mean, it's a hard. Hey, that's a great question, my brother. Hey, look, this is all they know, right? And this is how he grew up. This is the life that he's in. This is what he's not saying. I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying, unless he's got a role model, and like we talked about Megan having people, unless Durk's got people around him to say, hey bro, we not there no more. This is the new lifestyle. Durk is gonna fall right back into the street life.
This is the thing. This is the sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you
get
on this. But this is. I just need to rebut that real quick, because there's plenty of people like Jay-Z, for instance. You talk about how he used to slang crack, but look where he's at, right? There's plenty of people. We just talked about Snoop, how he was almost got sent to jail for murder, and how he flipped it. You know what I'm saying? So this is all they know. I don't like that. As I think that's a cop out. You see what I'm saying?
Wait.
There's plenty of examples of people who were in doing non-legal things to make a living and parlayed that into something different. And a few years go by and nobody even talks about that stuff that you might have got in trouble by, because time has passed. We're in a what have you done for me lately environment. So, you know what I'm saying? What was hot 2 weeks ago, they're not talking about it now. So I'm just saying, like, come on, man.
So hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hear me out. You know my code, right? No excuses. I'm not making no excuses for Durk.
Yeah.
I'm just making the point that Durk is probably 20 something. I mean, Durk can't be over 30. He probably gotta be 25, 26.
Yeah.
Young guy here who at a young age blew up, probably made more money than he's ever made in his life. But for the major part of his life, he was on that gang shit. So he's been on that shit more than he's been on this new life, right? So that's so for him to fall right back into the old life is much easier than for him to assimilate to this new life, is what I'm saying. So not saying I'm surprised or that, he should have known better. He definitely should have known better, but we can't hold everyone to the same standard as Jay-Z. Jay-Z is smart. Jay-Z is like beyond intelligent. He might have hustled crack, but he's not your average crack dealer.
And and we're about to talk about another gentleman that I'm going to use as an example. Fatjoe. Fatjoe used to be in them streets, dog. You know what I'm saying? And look how he even went to prison for tax evasion. But look where he's at now. You see what I'm saying? Like,
everybody ain't built the same. Everybody's not built the same. So Durk is probably one of them real street type dudes where he's probably really about that life, and the people around him are really about that life. So and we got to take this into account too, right? This is his homie that died.
Yeah.
That was murdered. I don't know if Jay-Z had anybody that was murdered. I don't know about Fat Joe had anybody close to them that was murdered, that was like a brother. You know, I really don't know. But I don't want to hold him to the same standard as these guys. I look at him and he's young. Mm-hmm. He definitely made some mistakes. He should have left that life alone. The thing I really want to talk about, because I don't want to blame this all on Durk, I want to talk about this rat and this snitching that's going on in the game right now. What type of game is this? When did snitching become okay, bro?
Snitching became okay when 6ix9ine snitched on everybody in his case and got off.
This clown. Oh my God.
Okay. If you would watch all the comments that people were saying, they were like, yeah, shit, I do the same thing. And we're like, what? What's up with this new generation, bro?
I mean, it's just like, I mean, look,
some Gen Z shit? Is this some Gen Z shit?
It seems like
it's just, you know, all right, look, like all of us here, you know, we all of us here grew up together, like for real, right? And none of us here came from the streets, so to speak. We all of us here, we got our people, we got, you know, we know what time, you know, we know what it is. But at the same time, man, you know, there is kind of a point where you get to be an adult, and you would think at some point there's like, man, I shouldn't do that, or man, I shouldn't do that. And I see KNS's point too, and I see your point too, Drew. It's particularly when you go from let's just say you're making some money, but then you start making this kind of money. You know, it's not as if your morals, so to speak, change like overnight. You know, yeah. And I think there's truth to that. And like when we talking about Jay-Z or what have you, that's why they are who they are. You know, like Jay-Z is who he is for that reason. But in a situation like this, man, it's very unfortunate. It's not to give Lil Durk an excuse. It's just he got, unfortunately, man, you know, a kid that was probably put in a situation where he was like, yo, if you don't give us something, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. So you tell a 22-year-old kid that, I say kid, but you tell a young kid that, 90%, what are they gonna do?
They're gonna take the deal. But look, in our era, they wouldn't have took the deal. Right. They would have took that time. But let me say this though. Remember, we talking about our era, but Chicago and what's been going on in Chicago the last 20 years is like nothing we've seen before. Like they're really wild about that gang life out there. And I mean, dude, they ordering hits like they ordering pizzas out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicago deep dishes. Like,
and it'd be the young cats. It'd be the young cats too, because all the OGs that kept everybody in line. They're not there no more. Off the street.
They're sniping people on Instagram, bro. Like, it's
you know what? I can remember something that Bibby said on the Vlad interview.
Who?
And Bibby is a.
Bibby is the artist that, I'm with you.
Yeah, you know who Bibby is. He
yes, sir.
Found Juice WRLD. But I can remember him telling Vlad that he say, in Chicago, man, niggas don't care nothing about the money. He said they care about the bodies, man. It's all about how many people they can kill. It's a different mentality. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? They will take your life for free in Chicago. For sport,
yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's all about building that reputation. It's all about fear, instilling fear in your op. You understand? You know, and this is their whole mentality. And I think when we're talking about artists like Durk, Reese, I think Lil Reese is on his way to prison. The last time I checked, these guys, they're not evolving, man. You gotta mature. You know what? Durk has 10 kids altogether. He's 5 of his own, and he's taking care of his brother's kids.
Yeah, he got to get away from that.
Yeah, man, you gotta grow up, man. Yeah, man. And it's just sad that
Yo,
these
it's like the
guys.
Wild Wild West out in Chicago, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
I agree. It's definitely
this young dude, he would put me on to all this craziness that was going on in Chicago. And he actually showed me footage like in the middle of a house party. Like I'm talking about elbow to elbow packed. Dude seen somebody he had beef with, just ran in there, pop, pop, pop. And this is on camera. Like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's crazy out there, man. It is crazy. And then what's even worse is like these murders that go on, these cats will start taunting the other side by making rap songs about it. You know what I'm saying? And videos.
I mean, that's a lot. What when with the drill and that whole movement, a lot of it is in that world, man. Like,
yeah, it's
I'm
definitely
like, wow.
it's definitely a different game.
If you all can remember the artist K out of Houston.
The Race?
That song, The Race. Yeah.
that was a great song. That was a great song, by the way.
Yeah. That whole entire song from beginning to end was the whole shooting, the home invasion. I mean, that's how the way it is. What's his name? Melly, the Murder on My Mind cat.
Melly.
Yeah, YMW. Same thing with him, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't know what's up with this new generation of rappers, but look, you guys got to get your heads on straight. I hope Durk learns from this situation. I don't know how many years. Anybody know how many years this carries?
I mean,
can you scroll the article? Does it say?
When you say you want me to squirrel?
Can you scroll the article? Does it say how many?
Yeah. He over here trying to.
How many years he's facing? I just want to see how many years he's facing for this before we wrap.
Let's see.
It says.
Bro, I swear to God, King Von, Quando Rondo, like, yo, this is like a movie right here. You know what I'm saying?
Characters. Nah, you couldn't write this script though. This is real life, man.
No, I'll be honest. So like, when we were coming up, we had, I mean, again, we always, Pac and Big are always like the Mount Rushmores, so to speak, of rappers who passed away. But it's like we didn't hear a lot about like rappers dying like that. Now again, look, like the same thing what I always say with social media, and maybe back then if we had social media we would have found out about more. But I think just with how often it happens, like I forgot what year it was. I don't know, it was last year, 2022, where like every other week was somebody, rest in peace. And granted, I don't know the people,
rough.
but
I remember that.
Like,
that was a rough year.
Man.
Yeah, it kind of cooled off. It kind of cooled off this year because of the whole Drake Kendrick beef. I think that took people's minds off of killing one another for a little bit. But yeah, last year was definitely wild. But let's wrap this story up, guys. Durk, we'll hear more about this in the coming weeks and months. So we'll definitely be tuning in and finding out what the situation is with Durk. But as far as do we want to chat about anything else before we move on to this Dirty Money Cassie situation?
You want to do that before we talk about let's do that, because the other stuff is music related, such as the performances and stuff. So
yeah, let's just drop a little more tea real quick. So as the booty saga continues, Diddy and those allegations are still piling up, but now we've had some industry folks who have actually started talking. Everyone was quiet, but folks are getting a little more comfortable talking now. Looks like the former Dirty Money member Kalenna, hope I'm saying her name right. Is it Kalenna? She had some words to say, and you'd be surprised actually at what she had to say about the situation. Let's peep it and see.
Cassie. Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that. Was the thing. She's a model. She was well taken care She was
You told me a story about going to an apartment one time.
yeah, which one? The fucking one that looked like a closet? That all white fucking condo in New York? That's just glass with glass stairs escalating up the fucking 70-foot ceiling, 100-foot ceiling. Wild shit. Spoiled. So I'm not saying Cassie is not deserving of any of these things, but this was her life. And so though I was okay, I was like middle class, okay. She was like, rich girl, I want to go hang out with my friend for the weekend in fucking Tahiti, okay. And just lay up and get sun, okay.
You asked her how much she was making.
Yeah, I just wanted to know where her allowance was because she had an allowance. And I wanted to know if she was being smart with her money and she was being smart with the opportunity. Because the first thing I think is like, what would I do in that position? I don't know. I would own homes. I would have owned businesses. I would have been giving other people opportunities. I wouldn't have been waiting for Puff to do my project. I would have been doing my own project. I just would have had to be a lot more like, nigga, you gonna do this shit for me, because I would have done it for myself. And so when I asked how much she was making, it was like close to $30,000, almost $50,000 a week. That's a lot of money. What? Even on the low end, when you say $10,000 a week, that's a lot of money for somebody to just here you go. You can just blow that, and then cars for your family, and then flights for your family, and then all that stuff. I'm just saying, and I'm just allegedly talking, right? Because who knows what she was really getting, right? Because we don't know. But what I will say is, if in fact that's what Cassie was getting, and that's what she was privy to, I think I would have been trying to strive to show my husband that I was queenly enough to be entitled to take care of his billions and millions of dollars and possibly his children and be the queen of that empire. But I didn't see that per se. I just saw like Cassie having a good time as a young girl and really didn't want the bothers of like that life.
Whoa, that's a lot to unpack.
You know, I want to say this. I don't condone the abuse that was happening to Cassie, whether it was physical or verbal. But I'm going to say this. It takes two to tango. Both were heavy on drugs. I'm pretty sure Cassie was physical and verbal with Diddy as well. It's both of their fault. Again, I'm not condoning anything what Diddy has done to her. You understand? And let me tell you something, man. Charleston White said it best himself. That girl was always high. She was always high, man. Both of them. You understand? So when you have drugs involved and lots of money, come on, man, $30,000 to $50,000 a week. She was spoiled.
Why is she to blame for that though? Diddy was the facilitator.
No. And I get it, but sometimes Rob and Bobby, I hate to sound old school, but you knew what you was getting yourself into. You wanted the money. You liked the drugs. You understand? And again, for any and everybody that's listening to this here, I do not condone physical abuse. I don't condone any of that.
All right, go, Rob, speak on it real quick. But what? Go ahead, finish your point, Ray. Finish your point. Finish your point, Ray.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No.
What I'm gathering.
Hold on, time out.
No,
you don't condone physical abuse, but I was hearing a but, Mink.
But when there's drugs involved, okay, again, I'm going to repeat it again. When there's drugs involved, we all know that drugs can alter your thought process. You understand? Meaning you can do things that are not normal. we got to realize this. Pick your poison, whether it's alcohol, cocaine, pills, heroin, you know, whatever you want.
So you're saying you're not defending Diddy, but you understand.
Yeah, I'm not defending him, but you got to look at the overall picture. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Go ahead,
No,
Bobby.
but that's what I'm saying. It's just I don't know where you're going with it, because that's what I'm saying. Where's the blame on her end? Because who supplied the drugs?
Diddy.
Her or Diddy? All right, Diddy.
Okay, listen.
But
no one, and you have to realize, Bobby, that these models, a lot of these models, exotic dancers, a lot of them are alcoholics, they're drug users. You understand? They've been doing this way before they got hooked up with the famous rapper and these things. This is a part of their normal life. So now you're with somebody like Diddy. Guess what? You can get more drugs. Now you can get more money, but there's a price to pay with that. It's a price to pay.
And look, to be fair, like, none of us know all the background of what was going on, but at the same time, it doesn't help his case when she's leaving his premises and he beats the shit out of her. And then, like, the yanks her back. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
it doesn't help it at all. You're absolutely
but that's what, in a court of law.
The problem is
that's the thing. In a court of law, none of this matters. None of it matters.
Well,
that's
right.
And
I understand that. And I understand that.
Hey, so KNS, I heard you about to say something. You were going to jump in earlier.
Yeah. So basically, what it sounds like, the point Mink was trying to make, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if the way Diddy is thinking, I'm paying you 30, 50 grand a week. He's looking at her like property. He can do whatever he wants with her at that point because he's paying out the ass. You see what I'm saying? And when you look at somebody like property like that, then of course that footage that we've seen of in the hotel, you know what I'm saying? Like, put it to you this way. Like, back in the days, we'll talk about when in the cowboy era, you know what I'm saying? In the California Gold Rush, those types of era right there. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want with your property. You know what I'm saying? If you had a horse, you know what I'm saying, and you wanted to kill this horse, nobody was gonna say nothing because it was your horse. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, when you have a certain amount of money like Diddy and stuff like that, and you're paying this person all of this money, and you're doing all of this wild stuff like that, he probably looked at her like, yo, yeah, I can do whatever I want with you because you're my property. Is that kind of how you was trying to articulate that, Mink?
No, let me explain something. If a man hits a woman for the first time, she needs to leave. And the reason why I say that is because he's going to keep doing it. Now, he had a lot of leverage behind that fist going upside her head. What was that? The money and the drugs. She stuck around. That's
abuse,
where
that is abuse, though. Let's be clear.
She needs to be held accountable also as well, because she stayed with him. And again, to all you viewers out there that's listening, I'm not condoning the physical abuse, the violence. I'm not condoning any of that. You understand? But she had the power to walk away.
All right, let me say something real quick, Mink, to respond to your comment there. I think what you're saying is valid. She had a choice. She could have left, absolutely. But what happens with abuse victims, and let's not be mistaken, she was a victim of abuse, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. Sometimes you learn to love your abuser, right? And you develop feelings for your abuser, right? and when you're being held hostage or against your will. And I'm not saying that was her case because none of y'all was spoken on it, but I'm still tripping over this 30K a week, this 50K a week, right? That's ridiculous. That's 1.5 million a year on the low end. So anyway, that's a lot to stick around for. I think that was the motivation more than the drugs, to be quite honest. But anytime you have somebody who is being used and abused, being paid to stick around to the tune of $1.5 to $2 million a year, being dosed up, drugged up, and then obviously physically abused and overpowered, we don't know what that's like as men. You feel me? So to say she could have just got up and walked away, would you get up and just walk away from $1.5 million?
Well, and then not only that, when you're addicted to drugs,
that's part of it.
And you can get the drugs for free, you ain't going nowhere.
But she's there to do drugs. She's not there to get mollywopped, right? She's there to do drugs and party and hang out. The abuse part is crossing the line. That's where Diddy fucked up. You see what I'm saying?
I still say if that video never came out,
yeah,
I think there's a good probability he's not in this position.
None. Physical
at
abuse.
At least yet. I'll say, but that video was a literal kerosene on the, like, what might have been like a little match lit up, and somebody just went.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, man. All right, look, we're at 47 minutes, so we got to move on from Diddy. That saga will continue, so more to come on that. Let's jump into a real quick clip. The World Series is going on. We got some hip hop related news.
World Series is done.
World Series is done.
My bad.
Yeah, it's
Who won?
Done.
Who won?
Shout to the Dodgers.
LA? Shout to LA. Congrats. I don't watch baseball.
Shout to my Mets who made a valiant effort. Unfortunately.
Yeah. You know baseball.
It wasn't the Mets, man. It was the Yankees, fam.
No, the Mets played the Dodgers. They played the Dodgers first.
Yeah, he's just shouting out his team.
Yeah, right. We played the Dodgers first, and then they played the Yankees.
I want to say that it was all because of icecube. It was all because of icecube.
Do you want to tee up the clips?
The clip is ready for you right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there we go.
Let's see what we're talking about first.
So we had a New York versus LA popping off for the World Series in the rap game, up from the OG side of things and to baseball.
Make some noise and throw up your dubs for the West Coast Dog, Icecube. Oh, yay! How y'all feeling, LA?
Okay, I'm feeling it so far.
The world is mine, homie, get back. Don't mess with my stack. The cage is packed. About to drop the bomb, I'm the West Coast John. Fish in a small pie. Now the gang's trying to throw their book at the crook, but I shook. They worm and they hook. Guppies hold they breath. They wanna miss me when I'm tipsy. Running everything west of the Mississippi. Hit the unseen, pull the streets with my pinky ring. We got the one that pump her up before we pull them up. Bow down before I make a phone call.
All right, so we got fatjoe's performing.
Hold on.
Everybody freeze on your knees. West Coast, please. Before any of you Yankees get hard.
Oh boy, what was that? He almost broke his neck on that one.
We ain't no hands like you. Bow down to a team that's greater than you.
Hey, how long is this clip? How long is this clip playing?
He about to switch it real quick. We're not gonna watch the whole clip. It's like 4 minutes.
That's the one. That's the one. What we looking for on this one?
All right, I'm gonna explain after the first verse.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And homie keep the business with no talk.
Stop it.
Finally got a call from a girl that wanna hang out. Hooked it up for later.
It's a classic right here. It never gets old.
So what's dope about this, right? I'll tell you two things, right? First, he changed around a lot of the lyrics and put the Dodgers name in it and put the Yankees in it, right? That was dope, as expected, right? But what from an audio visual engineer standpoint, right? Because when I would do sound for the Miami Marlins, right, an open stadium like that is horrible for acoustics. And what I noticed about this is they had a really good sound man that did a perfect mix in his monitor, his in-ear monitors. Because as you hear the performance going on, you could hear the song echoing, but he's still on beat, right? Still on beat, regardless of that other shit that was going on in the ballpark, right? He still stayed on beat and still rocked it. Now, the reason I bring that up is because let's take a look at fatjoe. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, New York, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Bronx Bomber himself, fatjoe.
You better come out to lean back. Yeah. Smart.
Yeah. What's up, New York? Let's go, Yankees. Soto, I see you. Judge, I see you. Okay, it's different over here. Yeah. Sports on his hat, bitch, Dodgers. We from the Bronx, New York. Things happen. New York City.
Wait, why they switch it up so quick?
Because the curse word.
No, that was planned.
If you love the Yankees,
But he said it first.
I never saw it.
No, they should have just played the song though.
I got 100 hits. Yes, I'm from New York. And you know I'm all about big chips. I'm from New York. We're from the home of the terrorists. Yes, I'm from New York.
Where you got the words?
I got 100 hits. Yes, I'm from New York. And this is how we.
What's going on, Joe?
Man, I can see that there's Moses ain't a beauty, even he got a set loader. And I was just about to find God. But now the base is back, I think I'd much rather find him. And everybody took crazy how they Aiko bitch.
So he's rapping over a
you know,
record.
Yeah.
Got the holy shook saying, nah, Joe.
Doubling up on it.
Too sorry, I'm bringing the team back. Even the dogs is forced to lean back. Straight set, grind,
What happened to TV tracks, man? Like,
Okay, all right, let's wrap it. We got time.
Yeah. So, who do you think had a better performance, man?
Icecube. Like, it's not even a debate.
Yeah, that's cute. Ball to that all way.
Icecube bodied that one. You know what I'm saying? He
But to
definitely
your
bodied
point,
that.
the mixing engineer helped a lot too, though. I mean, in that number one, man, like this is just again our school, right? As an artist, you know, you gotta have TV tracks, man. What's a TV track? Your instrumental that you can have your overdubs on, or you can have your ad libs on and the hook on. But it's gotta be you. It's gotta be you, man. Like it's such a pet peeve of mine for me.
Yeah, definitely. I give it to Cube on that one, man. Cube sounded better. At least he played like most of his record. I don't like how they cut lean back after like 30 seconds. That was whack. That's his
I don't think he had a good monitor mix, man, because immediately when New York came in, he was like behind the lyrics. Yeah. He was behind the beat. He was off beat, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, man. We gotta jump into music, and we're at 55, so we gotta speed this next segment up. Let's play like a minute of each track before we jump into the reviews.
All right, so here's the first joint that you had mentioned, which is the new joint by Snoop featuring Jhene, Aiko, and I'm guessing it's produced by Dre.
Produced by Dre, the whole album.
Team Dre.
Coming December 13th.
Nigga safe, ran out of space. I'm an artist. Honestly, I'm that motherfucker that you gotta see.
Yo,
Yes,
first
sir.
of all, Snoop never makes a bad record.
I disagree.
Name a bad record.
I can name a bunch of bad records, but we ain't got the time. But look, Snoop is a goat. Snoop is a goat. I agree, but he makes bad records. This is not one of them. But
I actually really like this record. I've heard it today for the first time. I actually really dig this record.
Yeah, it's growing on me, man. When I first heard it, it was like, okay, I didn't really kind of know, and I was like, well, and then I was like, oh, after like the second, third listen, I was like, yeah, this is a bop.
I like the hook. And Snoop, he can't, he I get it. Like, I mean, like, you know, the thing is, Snoop has such a big catalog, and there are points in there, like the No Limit time period where it was like
A lot of whack records.
Yeah, right.
To answer your question, Kev.
But yeah,
all
that, like,
so that time period and the Snoop Lion time period.
Oh, okay. I didn't pay much attention to that. But Snoop, to me, man, like, I feel like he's one of the more versatile I mean, I always remember this when KNS, before we even opened the first studio, he played me One and Only. And he comes, he goes, yo, I got this Premiere joint with Snoop. And we're like, Snoop over Premiere? But then when we heard it, we were like, he can rap over anything, man. Like, there's certain rappers that can rap, like, you could see them on anything. Like, Snoop's really one of them, man.
He's 1 and 1.
I dig this record, though.
All right, so you tipping or not tipping?
I'm going 30% tip.
Hey.
I like it. I like the record.
KNS, what you saying?
I'll tip on that one. I'll go 20%.
Damn. Mink, what you saying? Tipping or not tipping?
It's trash. I'm not tipping.
How did I know? How did I know?
Why is it trash?
I mean, it's not West Side Gun, man.
Okay.
That's a poor rebuttal.
All right, well, look, I'm going to go ahead and tip on this one. I think there's no better combination than Dre and Snoop.
How much?
I'm going to tip 30 with Rob on this one. Yeah, Snoop sounds reinvigorated. If we listen to the whole record, he sounds reinvigorated. Dre got him in the studio working. I hear a different Snoop when he's behind Dre, like he raps harder. And I don't think the lyrics were that great. Don't get me twisted, but I love Snoop's delivery. He knows how to make a record.
It's the delivery, man.
The delivery.
You don't have to be super lyrical all the time. But it's how you get what you're saying across, and
Absolutely.
how you doing it, like your cadence and your flow. And that's what Snoop. He's always been. He's never been like this super lyrical dude. Yeah. The way he flows on records is dope.
Facts.
All right. So next is your buddy Tyler the Creator. Oof. His album Chromakopia. Which joint you want to preview off of this album?
None of them.
You can preview Take Your Mask Off.
Take Your Mask Off.
Well, that and then let's do the one with Sexy Red and
yeah, Glorilla. It's called Sticky.
Yeah, just play a couple seconds of each of those. And
yeah. Here we go. First one.
It's like Grown Things or Family Matters or what are we listening to?
All right, so
that the intro to Who's the Boss? What is that?
I don't know what that is, but I will say
music.
I actually messed with this record over the one that we played a few weeks ago. You see what I'm saying? For one, LaToya Williams, I'm a fan of her. She does a lot of stuff with Snoop. You know what I mean? She's dope. And the beat was kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
Record, though. You got to listen to the whole record, though.
I will listen to the whole record. I'm just not trying to get the feed cut right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to need some more basil if we're going to listen to this shit.
I listen. So far from what I heard, I can go ahead and continue to listen to see what else is going on. So,
all right, play that Sexy Red.
All right, but hold on. Before we go here, we got to figure out if we tipping or not tipping or not.
No, you got to play the Sexy Red before.
All right.
We're talking about the album. We got to give them
okay.
preview.
They got to keep going?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, you
Damn.
was ready to rate it.
All right, so it took a minute to get into Glorilla. That's number one. I don't need to hear no more of this record, to be quite honest.
You really don't. You heard it all. Play. We're gonna play one more. I just want you to get a feeling of this album in all its glory.
I've already heard 3 tracks.
Play a preview. I thought I was dead, and then or the one with Tizo.
Yeah, Thought I Was Dead was pretty different.
All right, so Schoolboy Q. All right, let's check this one.
Cut.
All right, I heard enough.
All right, one more. Play Tizo. Play number 4. Play number 4.
Killing me over here right now. You know how much editing I'm
Oh, I had to. We had to listen to this whole album.
Loving this.
What number 4 says "Darling I"? So which one are we talking about?
Number 4.
Oh, that one there.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna love it.
Hey, can I say something?
Don't ever tell no bitch you love her.
Go ahead, say something, man.
No, hold on. After the song,
Wait, stop it. Wait, hold on. I got one thing to say. You niggas thought I was dead.
Let's play.
Whatever you do, don't ever tell no bitch you love her.
You know, I actually like that record.
That's the bop. That's like the only other bop.
I like that record. Like if I was still DJing in the club, that would be in one of my sets. My R&B set, actually.
You got to hear the whole record though. But yeah, it's decent. It's a decent record, but it's still.
Yeah, I'll go back and listen to that. I would definitely go back and listen to that one. Put a little heart by it. Add that to a playlist.
All right, so I guess we can't do a full-on entire album review. You're just gonna have to kind of fill in the blanks, but
yeah, we ain't got time for that. But yeah.
So what you saying, KNS? Tipping or not tipping from what you heard?
Well, so far out of the 4 tracks we played today, 2 of them I actually was like, that's not bad. So I will tip, and the amount that I will tip will probably at first listen 10%.
Okay. Me. This is your guy.
Well, y'all niggas thought I was dead. So, I just feel like that I don't want to tip anything because I was alive the whole time and y'all thought I was dead.
No, we hear you. You kicking. You're alive and kicking, bro. Back from the grave.
I'm not gonna tip on anything, but I'll tell you this.
Can you bring some flowers to the funeral?
He's gonna sweep the Grammys.
Oh my
I'll
God.
say that.
Grammys does love trash.
All right. What about you, Stan Sterry?
Wait, I can't. Wait, first of all, pause. I cannot tell if Mink was tipping or not tipping because he's like praising it, but then he doesn't tip.
But he said he not tipping because y'all niggas thought he was dead.
All right, let's just run with that. Whatever. We'll run with it. I'm not tipping on this shit.
All right, okay.
If you got 1 or 2 good tracks out of 11 songs, how many songs is on here?
Shit. Hold on a second.
Like 11 songs? Yeah, 2 of them are decent.
It's like 14 songs.
Yeah, there's 2 of them that I thought were decent. The one
that's not a good ratio.
Yeah, that's not a great ratio at all. This album is trash. And Tyler gets away with it because he's Tyler and he's creative and he does cool shit. Don't get me wrong, I like the kid. I think he's an artistic young man. And then the other thing, some of the lyrics just take me out of it, man. I mean, look, to each his own. Do your thing. I respect that he's doing his thing and rapping about what he wants to rap about. But lyrically, if I can't identify, I can't relate. But musically, he's got some good stuff. The beats are all crazy. Whether or not they're good crazy or bad crazy is debatable. But I just feel like the album was a miss. He's got better stuff in his catalog. The one he put out the other day, a couple years back, I feel like that was very impressive. This one for me, man, no tip, bro. Can't do it.
All right, fair enough.
Did you think he was dead?
Nah, but right now, the Reaper's knocking because he better come out with some hot shit or he's dead to me.
The Undertaker's here.
Yeah, the Undertaker exactly. He might be dead to me after this one.
All right. So
hold on. No, we didn't get. We got to get Bobby Love.
I'm gonna go with no tip, man. Like,
no, he ain't tipping. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, like Tyler the Creator for me has like moments where I'm like, yeah, that's dope. But for this, and again, this is me, not my cup of tea, and
yeah,
I don't need to force feed myself anymore. Like, I've heard enough.
Word. The Call Me When You Lost album was better, and I mean that one gets like no replay from me. So it's like his shit is like cool for a hot minute, and then there's no replay after that. This one, there's no replay. Period. It's.
I just think that it's messed up that everybody thought he was dead.
All right. Moving on.
What we got next? Oh, okay,
right.
the OGs. We got some OGs dropping posthumous releases. What is this?
Yeah, so Gangstarr just dropped this today, and we'll play it and get everybody's thoughts. And I'll tell you what I found out last night on Static Selector Show, because Premier was a guest on there and he explained some things of how this record came about. But I'll explain that after I give my opinion on it. So you guys ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Drop it. Drop that needle.
Gangstarr.
Why you didn't turn Tyler stuff up?
When I finish, bring the yellow tape. When I finish, bring the yellow tape.
GNG to the stars, son. Yo, I'm about to finish him. My rep alone could diminish him. Get me in the zone, I'm prone to doing him. I'm about to finish him. My rep alone could diminish him. Get me in the zone, I'm prone to doing him. I'm about to finish him. My rep alone could diminish him. Get me in the zone, I'm prone to doing him. I'm about to finish him. My rep alone could diminish him. Get me in the zone, I'm prone to doing. Just like Mortal Kombat, I attack. Just like the UFC, I'ma drop you straight to the mat. I whoop flames out you. I'm the beat igniter, lay you out on the concrete, just like Street Fighter. From the battlegrounds to the millennium fights, you'd be amazed by my ability at bending the mic. 2 men enter, and 1 must fall. Only 1 man leaves, only 1 icon, y'all. This is your final fight. It's your final night, your last chance to dance. Go ahead, try your mic. When I spit, I'ma show you complete hostility. Hurt you bad just for thinking you be as ill as me. Get your face bashed in, a few choppers lost. Get your chest caved in, headpiece in need of gauze. The outcome of brawling with me is grimacing. That's why all the heads beat. Yo, Gangstarr, finish him. I'm about to finish him. All
right, so thoughts.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan.
Don't you know that one of those guys are actually dead?
Oh shit!
No, like I'm not like the biggest fan really of. All right, let me rephrase. Like we had Life After Death with Biggie, right?
Yeah.
That was technically a posthumous release,
yeah.
But it was done already. By the time he passed, like he was a part of it. I'm just not the biggest fan of posthumous music like years after the fact, because it's not.
I'm so right there with you.
And look, man, all of us here, we all love Preem, man. Like he's.
No, we all don't, but yeah.
Oh, like, come on, like he's a legend, right? But at this stage, I don't know, man. Like. Gangstarr is always gonna be Gangstarr to us. I don't need to hear a new Gangstarr record. And no disrespect, it's just this. It felt like, and I'm waiting to hear what KNS says about, like, because I didn't hear what he said on Static Selector. It sounds pieced together, but it doesn't sound.
You tipping or not tipping?
Nah, not with this one, man. Rest in peace, Guru. Love Gangstarr.
This ain't
got a chance to like chop it up with Preem. But I'm just being honest. Like it's
all right. It's what it is. KNS.
All right, so Gangstarr was always one of my favorite groups, and Premier was always one of my favorite producers. You know, Premier did a joint called Prime with Royce the 5'9", which Adrian Young, I think it was Adrian Young. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Adrian Young. He recorded original music for Premier to chop up and make the beats for Prime. Prime 2, Ant-Man Wonder did the same thing where he produced original music for Premier to sample and make the beats. Prime 2, beat-wise, was not as good as Prime 1. And the reason why I bring that up is because he was on Static Selector. They debuted this song last night before the release. And he explained the process. And basically, the record that they came out, I think it was 4 years ago, One of the Best Yet, which was basically the dude Solar who there was a big controversy where he had like all of these Guru verses and stuff like that. After Guru passed, they finally got
to it.
I'm getting to it. After Guru passed, they finally be able to negotiate with Premier so he could pay this nigga Solar some bread and get those verses, and he pieced together the album for One of the Best Yet. That was 4 years ago. So as a anniversary, he decided to put out this record. And the way this record came about was it was leftover samples from Ant-Man Wonder that was made for the Prime album. That's how he came up with that beat. And then this was a leftover verse, and that's why it's only a 2-minute song. It wasn't enough. So I say that to say this. I understand why he put out the record. I understand the process of how he put out the record. But to me, this is not the record. I'm not tipping.
Well, I'm not tipping because...
Hold on, Mink. Hold up. Mink, hold up. We're going to let you go. We're going to let you go, Mink. Why are you not tipping, though? Why are you not tipping?
I don't like the beat. Like, the first part of the beat was all right. It wasn't like, oh, my God, this is the dopest shit I've heard. It was okay. And then it switched to the second part of the beat, and it just, I was like, you lost me there. You know what I'm saying? Because that second part of that transition was not as good as the first. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like the beat. And then the lyrics now, it was left over. That's why I didn't make One of the Best Yet. That's why I didn't make that album. It was a leftover lyric that didn't make that album. So he used basically little bits and pieces of things that didn't make other albums to make this record. And I get it. We're always excited to hear a Gangstarr record and always excited to hear a Preem record. But it's not, I mean, I heard it and I wouldn't go searching for it again. Put it that way.
Fair enough. All right, Mink, how you feel about it?
I'm not tipping because Guru is dead and he didn't have the opportunity to tell Premier that we're not putting out this shit. This is trash. So I feel at this point he should come back from the dead and there should be a paranormal lawsuit.
All right,
this man.
The post-mortem or the posthumous lawsuit.
I think you need going forward, you need to be on camera so people can see your face so that they can go at you for these comments that you're making. You know what I'm saying? All of us is being shown right now. They're gonna come at us. Somebody gonna come at us for our comments.
I don't represent that opinion.
Well,
okay. Ray Mink over here, you know what I'm saying? He hiding behind the image right now with these comments.
Nah, you good, bro.
He's actually not.
Yeah, he's right there, actually.
His face is right there.
Listen, they thought Tyler was dead. That's all I gotta say.
I thought Guru. Hey, bro, I thought Guru was dead.
No, he is.
But I'm listening to him right now.
Exactly. This is why he needs to come back from the dead and he needs to haunt Premier.
All right, let's
why the hell did you put this out?
Hold on, I didn't get my review.
Okay, let's hear it.
You already know I'm not tipping on this bullshit.
Okay, but why? Because I explained my reasoning.
Yo, I think Primo is ruining Gangstar's legacy with every move that he makes.
Damn. So did you?
No. Let me get it. Yo, from the beat releases, the beat album releases to these posthumous records, it just screams money grab to me. And to Ray's point or to Mink's point, Guru isn't around to have any say so as to what gets put out, and Guru would have never put this shit out. So to me, this is definitely a thumbs down, no gratuity. Like, bro, I'm never eating here again. Like, Primo is actually dead to me at this point.
That's crazy. All right, so let me ask you a question. Did you hear this album, One of the Best, yet? I'm not going to play anything off of it, but did you hear this?
Yes.
And you didn't like anything on here?
I don't like posthumous records. I'm with Bobby on this one. I don't like posthumous releases, man. I just can't rock with them. They just scream cash grab, and it's not his best stuff. It's throwaways. It's stuff sitting on the drive, you know.
I want to ask your opinion. Just because you don't like posthumous records, right?
Yeah.
It was a great record that was obviously a posthumous record.
We are deviating, okay.
And I want to know if you like this album, because this joint here.
I don't like Big L. I'm gonna answer your question. I don't like Big L at all, anyway. So I didn't like
that's
it.
Crazy.
No, I didn't like Big L. I didn't like any of Big L. I
I
didn't like Big L's live when he was alive albums. So I definitely didn't like the posthumous.
There's a difference with that album, though.
It was better when he was dead. Well,
that
he is
album
dead.
Was recorded, with the exception of a couple of the premiere remixes. He recorded all that.
Yeah, but the big picture intro, that was something that was pieced together after he was dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this album was pretty decent. I'm just saying, because I'm trying to find posthumous albums that you might actually like.
Let's save it for another show. We'll do a posthumous album review. the
Like
GOAT
Born
posthumous,
Again.
the GOAT posthumous albums or something. But
next time we'll bring on a clairvoyant, and they can summon Guru.
We get Cleo on.
Come and be
Miss
on
Cleo.
this
Miss
chat.
Cleo still around?
Yeah, and we can get his thoughts.
You're very stupid. Make it stupid.
All right, but yo, look, we're like way over, but it's all good, man. This was
No worries,
guys. Let's wrap it up. Hey, can we get some outro music? Again, thank you for joining. This has been another episode of No Gratuity. I'm your co-host, Stan Stereo. Reach me at Stan Stereo on Instagram.
Your co-host DJ KNS. Reach me at damn, I messed it up. At DEEJAYKNS on everything. I just got off the plane from Puerto Rico, so I'm a little tired.
At Roberto Flack, Roberto Flack TV on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, X.
And my name is Mink Entertainment. I'm on Twitter. Twitter is available on both the iOS and Android devices. For Android, you can go on your Google store. And then with iOS, you can go on the Apple store to get the app. And it's at Mink ENT.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you for the tutorial.
You guys are hilarious, man.